Good morning everybody and welcome to a sunny Lithgow. It's early December and it's early summer and it's absolutely beautiful. Anyway, I suddenly realised I haven't actually taken you on a test drive in Vera. So I thought, okay, here we go. So first off, she is warm. I've had her out this morning. So we'll start her up. Very simple arrangement in this. Key on. And she started. Now, I warn you, I'm not a car test driver, motoring journalist or anything, so I'm not going to be able to tell you all the bits about it. I can never remember which is understeer, which is oversteer, but that's another point. So it'll just be my impressions and what I think of the car. Anyway, so we're in neutral, clutch it up. So it's a 3-speed column shift. I've shown you this before, but we'll go through it again. Clutch down towards you, and up is reverse. Handbrake's off, down on my right-hand side. And we just navigate my fairly tight little garage here and miss the building. The advantages of having mirrors on each side of the car, I don't have to turn around. I used to drive buses, for those of you that don't know, so I'm very used to going backwards using mirrors. Tend not to do anything else, to be honest. And we're out. Oh, there we go. So straight down, first gear. No synchro mesh on first, but as long as you're stationary or almost stationary, she'll go straight in. Blinkers on the top here. The semaphore has popped out, I heard it. Plus we've got modern blinkers as well. It self-cancels, there it goes. Second gear. And straight down to third. And that's it. That's all our gear's done. But it doesn't really need any more. Okay. Oh God, the place is looking lovely today. So what's the temperature? It's 17 degrees Celsius at the moment. And as I said, it's beginning of summer. In fact, it's day 3 of summer in Australia. So we're going to get into the hot weather. Now, one thing this car does not have is assisted drum brakes. So it's 4-wheel drums. They do take quite a bit of pressure, but I mean, that's pulling me up. I also am very much a user of the gearbox to slow down. So I'm quite happy to change down to second gear when I'm braking the car. And that's it. As I said, 3-speed. Speedo works beautifully, currently showing 30 miles an hour. This is a 50 kilometre per hour section of road, so I'm probably speeding just a touch. Fuel gauge is reading almost half full. Temperature gauge is just fraction under normal, which to be honest is where it sits all the time. The radio, because it's non-existent, is switched off. And you can see I've got a quad mount here for if I want to use the phone for navigation or for even just a digital speedo. And then on the other side of that there's a toll tag for those occasional times when I might go to Sydney. So there you go, into second gear, coming to the stop at lights, easy as pie. Oops, stay in second, foot down. The steering is very light and actually quite accurate. Little bit of dead play there, but God, it's minuscule. But then I find these cars, people say, oh, they're so heavy to drive, you can't steer them. That's because a lot of people who are only used to driving power steered cars will try turning the wheel when the car's stationary. It doesn't work. And just before you stop, into first. So yeah, in an unassisted steered car, you don't try turning it till the car's moving. I mean, it hardly has to be moving. you know, just vaguely turning the wheels over and you can steer. Yeah, it's not light, but it's easy to do. But once you're moving, God, look at it. Whee! It's as easy as pie. We're just using a couple of back roads and we'll get up onto the Great Western Highway and we'll head towards Sydney. Don't get too excited, we aren't going to Sydney. We're only just going to go down to South Bowen Fells, which is on the southern outskirts of Lithgow, and we'll do a bit of a turnaround and we'll head back home. Oh, we've got the lights. Oh, am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? And oh, there we go. Now this is a 70km/h section of road, so off we go. And we're doing 35, 40, and we'll get it to 45. 45, there we are. That's approximately 70km/h. And having used a digital speedo, I do know that it's moderately accurate. I won't say it's exact. So 45 is 70 k's, 50 miles an hour, 80 kilometers, 60 miles an hour, 100 kilometers, and 65 is 110, give or take. It's a rule of thumb. But you know, it's not a sports car. It was never designed as one. But you know, you can take your corners quite quickly. I'm not having any concern getting around these corners. I just have to think it around a little bit and off we go. We're just passing the Lithgow Hospital on the right hand side. We're still in suburban portions of Lithgow. I don't know if the slightly grumbly diff's being picked up. I can certainly hear it. I have bought a second-hand full rear axle assembly, which I won't get till probably February when I'm on holidays, because I'll have to drive down to Victoria to pick it up. Then I'll get that rebuilt and we'll go from there. Oh, there, here we go. This is 80 k's up here, so we're going to overtake this little thing. Hey, who said this is a slouch? Now we're actually going to turn around in a second, so we're not going much further. As I said, this is just on the outskirts of town, on the southern approach into Lithgow from Sydney. Move over there. There's part of the old highway coming up, and I'll actually turn in that and come around, back around parallel to this one, and then back out onto the highway. So here we go. Again, down into second gear, use engine braking to help pull you up, and around the corner we go. Whee! Couple of lovely old houses on the left there. I'm not sure that you can see them. I don't think the camera's pointing far enough across that way for you. But I'll find out when I view the footage later. The place on the left here now was for sale a little while ago, and I believe they're actually club members. Car club members, the local one. Don't know, I've been told they are, so. So this is actually called Old Bathurst Road, which is the old highway over the Blue Mountains from Sydney to Bathurst. And we're just looping back around and we come back out onto the new Great Western Highway, which is right here. We'll go past Lithgow, we won't turn straight back into it. Oh look, no one coming, good. We use the incredible acceleration from the 2.3 litre straight six and get her up to speed. Got a damn spider that's taken up residence. I've got to try and remove that. You overseas people that hear all these stories about all the deadly animals in Australia, including our spiders, yes, we have some very deadly ones, but honestly the bulk of them are not going to try and hurt you. I don't know what sort of spider this is. It's not my big friend the huntsman, because they don't build webs. They're a brilliant spider. I like having them around the house because they keep all the other little spiders, they kill and eat them. Because they don't, as I said, they don't build webs, so they don't have an appearance of, you know, spider webs everywhere. They're big, they're very big, but they're not out to hurt you. Usually they'll keep well out of your way. The scariest part is if you've got one in the car and he falls out down from the sun visor or does something like that. Otherwise, nah, huntsmen, they're a good spider. This, I don't know what it is. It could be, you know, could be anything. Could be a daddy long legs. They build shocking webs everywhere. Can't stand them. Male huntsmen eat them all. Anyway, so I'm not worried about whatever spider it is. It's tucked down, right down in the side there. He's not causing me any issues. Just a bit annoying when I have to keep brushing spider webs from inside my car. So, and I live in country New South Wales, admittedly only a couple of hours west of Sydney, and I walk my, well, now my greyhound. I have a whippet as well, but she's extremely elderly now and doesn't go for the big walks, and we walk up in the bush. We don't see snakes, we don't see anything terrible. Had a kangaroo this morning. We had to wait for him to decide he's going to jump away. Edsel, my greyhound, would love to eat the kangaroo. Or chase him at least, but the trouble is a cornered kangaroo is not an animal you want to take on. So what else? But yeah, I mean, the only other thing, we'll see lyrebirds when we're on our walk, and the trouble is they'll decide they're going to run across in front of a greyhound. Not a good idea for a bird that wants to reach a ripe old age. Oh, what a lovely day. I tell you what, you know, okay, as I said, I'm not a motoring journalist. I can't tell you all the crap about the car. I just love this thing. I'm comfortable, you know, got the big bench seat. I get in and out of it easily, and it just rides beautifully. It's easy to drive. Yes, it has no seat belts, and no, I do not require them. Rules in certainly New South Wales, and I understand most of Australia, and in fact from what I can see most of the rest of the world, is the car only has to have fitted what it should have had from new. So if this car was fitted with seat belts from new, it would have to have them. But in 53 there was certainly no seat belts, number one, and no mandatory seat belt regulations, number two. So there we are. That's a stop from 70 k's at a set of traffic lights into second gear. Use a bit of engine braking, and boom. Simple. I usually just select first, come back out of it. She will clunk a little bit when I go back into first, but that's all right. We can cope with that. I don't like. So I've just had the gearbox out. I've got a new clutch fitted, a new clutch release bearing fitted, and also the rear gearbox extension seal has been changed because it was leaking reasonably rapidly, and these things only hold 400 ml of oil, and we got the lights changing. So clunk. Oh, we didn't. I gave it a bit of time, and we should get, there we go, and off we go. I should have put some sunburn cream on my right arm. There's one thing to say about these old things. They don't have UV treated glass, and I can get burned very, very quickly. I've got plenty of some in the glove box, but I'm not going to get it out now. Anyway, so now we're actually just leaving Lithgow on the northern side. Now, if you remember, I said we were going down to South Bowenfelds. This bit we're in now is actually Bowenfelds. So, and what we're going to do is we're going to run up here a bit further, and then we're going to turn right in again what was the old Bathurst Road, and come back into Lithgow that way. That's of course if the... Now I'm doing 100 kilometres an hour now. And we've got a rattle. But I need this car to get out of my way. Oh no, mate, I'm turning off. Bloody truck's coming up too. I'm turning off. Yeah, that's it. He's moved out. So I'm going to turn again in a second. Now, this road is now called Coorwool Road, but it was the highway. And when I was up at last, it was not in very good condition. We've had so much rain over the last couple of years that most minor roads are in really bad condition. And we can get around there, yes. Get out of the road. Oh, we'll just take it easy through there. You probably just got a sight of the railway bridges. I drive a train over that top one. As I said, I'm not sure if you can see it. I'll check the footage. Boom, 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 boom. I need the Model T for this road. It's used to this. Now, one of the giveaways for old highways, certainly in New South Wales, is that they often are concrete, as is this bit we're now on. So as I said, this Coorwool Road is the old Great Western Highway. And we're about to go under the railway line. And we'll do a little loop through Bowenfell Station. Beautiful railway station, all stone buildings. Regrettably no longer used. We just drove the train straight past it, but lovely, lovely station. I'll do a sweep around so it'll pick it up on the camera. And funny enough, just coming up on the left is my mechanic, just there. He's not at home today. I wouldn't have thought he would be on a Saturday. So what I'll do is I'll go in. Oh no, I'll go in this way. Oh yeah, that's it. Go in here, and then I'll sweep back around so that you can get a look at Bowenfell's railway station. That's it there. It's all having a lot of maintenance done at the moment. But yeah, she's a lovely old girl. It was a restaurant in the 80s. In fact, I ate there when I lived up here in the 80s. And then the other stone building you might have just seen up in there in the trees is the old station master's residence. It's empty. There was talk about them putting it on the market to sell. Only a small building, beautifully built, sort of a Queen Anne style. I'll see if I can manage to put some photos up of it. I'm not very good at doing that. I've sort of worked some out, but anyway, we'll see. We might be able to get something done. So we're just coming back onto the highway and we'll head back into my place. And yeah, we'll go after him and we're off. Everybody's in a hurry. Honestly, even in my modern car, I'll be doing 100 kilometres along the road in a 100 kilometre zone, and you'll have them going past. Gotta be in front. Old car just makes it worse. Oh my God, it's an old car, it's gonna be slow. I'm a little bit slower, but I'm not that much slower. Past the lovely McDonald's. Funny story about that, in the 80s, that corner we just turned left on was all double-storey shops on the corner, and then there were other buildings. In fact, my mechanic used to be in there too. And then in the 80s, the local radio station would ask, oh, what can we do for the young people of Lithgow? And the common response was, oh, get a McDonald's, get a McDonald's. Well, they did, and it went in on that corner, and it is actually an extremely busy one, very profitable McDonald's. Because the thing with Lithgow is we're now on Main Street, Lithgow, but it's also the alternate route through the Blue Mountains. So if you're coming from the northern side of the Blue Mountains, you might use Bell's Line of Road. And Bell's Line of Road brings you in along Main Street up to that intersection I just turned left at, onto the highway. So effectively, the two ways out of Sydney West take you past McDonald's. And of course, they all go in there. It can be packed. It's a 24-hour one. I very rarely ever use it. I don't like the food particularly, to be honest. And lastly, I'm going to call it is a restaurant. It's a fast food place, and that's really about it. You know, if I'm travelling and need something quick and there's nothing else, you know, around, I might use McDonald's, but otherwise, bugger it. I'd rather go to a little milk bar or cafe and buy a proper hamburger. Australian hamburgers have beetroot, not pickles. Funny enough, I don't mind the pickles on the McDonald's one because it gives it flavour. Because I can assure you, if that meat's ever been past a cow, I'm probably going to get done by McDonald's for this talk. I really should be quiet. Yeah, as I said, they've got their place, and they're good from that point of view. Hopefully that just got me out of the hole I was digging myself. Anyway, so we're just going to head back up to my place now, and then in the driveway, put the girl away, put little Dame Vera Velox away, and end this video. Anyway. Here we are, home sweet home. Boom, clunk. And open the garage door. There she goes. And there's Mr. Ed, little greyhound. Anyway, just put this away. And put the door down, and that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. As I said, I'm no motoring journalist, but anyway, it was rather fun. See ya.